So for you, Sagittarius, the stars and the eyes are all shining upon you. There's an important personal or professional goal that you've been aiming for, building towards for maybe 6 months or longer. It could now be literally right at the doorstep. So just stand in your frequency. Maybe you're all fired up like the star you are. So maybe you're being able to assert yourself, your dominance, so everybody knows what your heart desires and how you'd like to proceed forward.
Inshallah and Ashe. Divine wills, blessings to you and for you. So we hit the magic gate beyond the 444 for May onto the 555 or possibly the 666 for June. I like the 666. But when we flow into the sun, the season of Leo, we're going to head into the gates of the 1111. And it's going to be a little bit tricky, angel numbers. So it's great to see that you have all been referring your friends and guests to the show. But did you know that when we truly hit the 777, that really is spirit alignment? It's our spiritual connection, the spirit of self, our inner spirit, our higher self spirit, the spirit of the guards, the guardian of our galaxy, along with the spirit of our higher self and the divine. The oneness becomes in alignment, really resonating and creating with Creator. That's one of the reasons why numbers are so very powerful, like the Powerball, the Mystic, the Matrix. It's the lottery in consciousness. So with that, go ahead and share the excitement with your friends. And we still are being charmed by the snake. Can you feel it? It's this fiery, passionate, charismatic energy of transformation. We've been in here for almost a month. So who has been charming you, or are you being the charmer? Either way, thank you for joining me, for tuning in. And how was the Fool yesterday? I missed the show getting ready for the Rising of the Origins, which actually starts today, so I'm super stoked, obviously. Manifesting optimistic thoughts, self-confidence, self-esteem, just oozing, percolating, filling up the Earth star that we all are, unique and individual to each and every one of us. So what we say to ourselves is really kind of coming out of the closet, out the front door to be seen. That inner dialogue that we have been rewriting is actually heading out into the world for all the world to see. Possibly a new attitude, think it, to form it, to become it is kind of the authenticity. And the subtle energetic field, the prime directive, is really our gift and purpose. I cannot believe I chose today for launching. So if you are joining me in the Rising of the Origins today, it truly is free. It's a 5-day immersion. Starts at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Check your timeline. When I go live in your village, I'm going to be using Zoom for this. So with that, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do go ahead and hit that white rabbit. Tonya D on YouTube, that's where you're tuning in, or even my Musing with Tonya D podcast. I have a new one out today, which I'll describe a little later. But in the season of Gemini, it really is our solar plexus. Maybe you can feel or see the yellow, the brightness, the swirling of that. I kind of did a meditation in this full moon, Sagittarius, the strawberry, using a yellow rose. But we also have the Shaman's portal, the heart, and the Earth star aligned today. But before I go any further, once again, let's give a shout out to the village, the community, the tribe, excelling and growing. Can you feel it? Can you sense it? So gratitude and blessings, new peeps entering the community, the village, subscribers, and also a validation of voice. I do acknowledge you. I do see you. And thank you so much for showing up, being a part of my show, new friends and guests. I am imagining those angel numbers of subscribers for my channel. And again, the season of Gemini, the 555, the 666. So just really staying curious and hitting the goal story, the spirit to spirit to spirit, inspirited, I would say beyond connection. This is galactic, creating a village of like-minded musers, angel numbers. Are you in? I sure hope so. So really sharing the excitement with your friends and like-minded groups and whatnot. It truly does take a tribe, a village beyond mindfulness to choreograph a stage to really change the world, as long as we're percolating together, right? That's the law of attraction in vibrational action. So let's also give a shout out to those of you that have been a part of my journey since the very beginning. Galactic blessings streaming to you and for you. And those that tune in on your own timeline, watch the replays on whatever galactic sphere you're on. I Blessings for you. And just remember a comment if you do feel like you need a message for your day. Sharing authentically is just another way to pay it forward. It's opening up to receive. You could also find me on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels. Oh my goddess. Thank you so much for sharing my Reels, saving my Reels. Oh my goodness. That's happening too. Just remember, I am your otherworldly, shamanic, reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we do have trivial pursuits, energetic hiccups. You know, we're kind of riding the waves of a storm, and we need an otherworldly life coach assistant, a panoramic view, somebody who sees something through a different set of eyes, myself included, by the way, to get us out of our own magical light. I think we're all starlights beaming differently on planet Earth here. We all have gift. We all got purpose. We've got a prime directive. We've all got a talent, right? The daily snippet. What do I muse about? Generally, I like to look at the planets, the cosmic insights, the elementals of the galaxy doing their dance in the sky. By design, I do follow the lunar energies of the moon through the gates, the seasons, for myself as a reflector. That's just part of my design. But we do have the solar plexus online, mental clarity, mental acuity, the data entry channel, thoughts, being mindful, percolating, right? So just being mindful of your own inner world, the voice inside of us. Hopefully it's like shifting our attitude, the narrative, that inner voice, self-esteem, being optimistic, possibly otherworldly. And again, yellow like the sun or the yellow rose. If you're not sure what your intuitive gifts are, take my Change Your Stars quiz. It's super fun, by the way. And, you know, it's just there. And I always see Gemini, I always have, as because I'm a Gemini, I like to stay curious and question everything, right? Be curious. So just traveling the neighborhood, the third house, communication. Look to your natal chart, the ruler of your third house, and also where's Mercury in your chart when you were born. The 4 pillars of destiny, the elementals of the day. I love looking at the elementals. I see them differently. I work with them shamanically, actually. I look at the organs, not just the organs of each yin and yang, but also the meridians, the pathways for healing. That was actually my first journey there. But as a reflector, I'm always asking myself, is this the right time, the right place? What am I entrusting my intuition? Am I in the right place with the right people? I'm always kind of in that frequency. And as a reflector, I'm like Teflon, right? Things just float off of me. Or what am I seeing that nobody else can see? Or hearing for that matter? And what's the movement I'm creating? And what's the solution within that movement that I'm creating? So if you are curious how you too can utilize the elementals, either on grid or off grid, join me seriously in the Rising of the Origins to really inspire a perspective that you may not have been seeing the elementals. The key truly is trusting our intuition. And again, take my quiz, Change Your Stars, links in the show notes. If you're curious about your intuitive gifts, how to utilize them. Some of them may just be otherworldly, like off grid, out of the body energetic centers. They really light up at a different stage and a different time in our lives as we course through the galactic universe. So with the solar plexus really percolating, we're like heading into, I won't say a storm, but it's getting some movement, right? Along with the shaman's portal, the 8th energetic star, and our divine heart, the star that we are, is hitting the ground running into the earth star. So these are all kind of choreographing or collaborating, I should say. So what is being ordained by the oneness, the goddess universe? The book of records, shadow records, and going out into nature, ritual, connecting with your innate nature, authenticity, really lighting up your heart, the star that you are, all the nothingness and the void. So we've got some great percolation really happening today. I'm not even kidding, on top of coming into a full moon. And the moon's in Scorpio, which is my moon, by the way. So you may feel as if you are kind of in a parallel reality, another timeline, a dimension, the upper world, lower world, thinking differently than you may have ever thought before, coursing those timelines. Just remember, authentically, words have power. Thoughts have power too. So shine bright, percolate words that resonate with your star, the soul, your spirit. So we are kind of in these streams of manifesting an optimistic venue, a mindset of worth, valuing ourselves, upping our words to a new set of standards and values. Just really bringing those words into the earth star, possibly feeling the words that actually resonate with you, the star that we all are. I would say like a sacred habitat, kind of like going into a sweat lodge. It's kind of what I vision. Shifting realities of our words that we are infusing. You can infuse them. But the mind is a very crafty tool. It really is a topsy-turvetish. And it's time to do the divine pour of loving and protecting our own personal way of thinking in our choreography, personal streams, valuing the thoughts. So what is the thought that you value about who you are? Are you valuing your thoughts? Doing some mental clarity, scrubbing the auric fields so that those unwanted words, thoughts literally dissipate. And really, it's like an old way of thinking or memorizing, I guess. Affirmations, those thinking patterns, limiting thoughts, they really need to be flicked away. Like we are escalating our vibrational frequency, shifting our thoughts into possibly even a new, innovative, eclectic way of thinking about not just ourselves, but our day-to-day world, the environment around us. They really don't belong streaming into this new cascading way of thinking. So really scrubbing the solar plexus, the nexus, and getting in the flow, the mystic cross even. So we do have the Three of Cups today. So words may be flowing, celebrating. The key is to really hold space for this new prime directive to create a valuable, priceless, unwavering mindset. Really expanding our mental clarity, using both the front side and the back side of the solar plexus. Maybe you can feel that pulsing right now. Being more than clear and having a new attitude, and not just our environment, but also in the day-to-day conversations, interactions, maybe smile more, greet more, open doors, be more than thankful, be overly optimistic, truly grateful, authentically grateful. So our time here truly is limited, right? We're vessels here. And the voice inside is really optimizing a new value quotient about who we are. Super exciting. So just a few announcements with that. The strawberry full moon is on the highway, feeling and believing the starry night. So the soul's harmonic opens up our third eye to a new eccentric, otherworldly way of seeing things that it really inspires the heart like a rocket. And the rising of the origins. I guess I should be showing you my little things. I'm so ahead of myself. I'm so stoked. It's a tantalizing Thursday, but the rising of the origins, this actually starts today. It's my free 5-day immersion. I do it twice a year, so it's very limited. If you're in, it does start today. It's about setting the stage, gift and purpose, the elementals, combining the elementals with the subtle energies, discovering your gift and purpose. Super stoked about that. And this week's audio room artist, hang on, I should move this. This is fantastic. This is Lynn Rivers, mapping the divine feminine through the endocrine system. This is a fantastic, I'm not kidding, I'm probably going to have her on again. We resonated really well. You're going to hear that in the podcast and the interview as well in the season of the witches. So you can tune in, Musing with Tonya D podcast, Google that. Be sure to comment or share. I really am excited about having some of my interviewers back on for my audio medicine room. So comment your favorite artists there. Musing with Tonya D podcast. Again, you can go to my website /podcast, TonyaD.tv, Spotify, Apple, pretty much anywhere, quite honestly. I'm all about options, and it feels like the world is that way too, but choreographing it to what streams and works for you. And then I do my mystery guest, which is super fun, all about the elementals basically, because the elementals have a choreography, a mystery guest artist. I do a 4 pillars chart in the rising of the origins. And I feel like we need to go back to our origins in some ways and choreograph again. I don't know where we had the energetic hiccup. I think about it all the time. But this is a private community. So if you do need assistance for your elemental foundation, finding out your useful elemental, be sure to fill out the soul support, become a mystery guest. And I also do, in case you weren't aware, cowrie shell divinations. What are cowrie shell divinations? Well, this is an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. I was a protege, still am a student of his medicine, his lineage, the ancient wisdom really of that magic, that medicine. I'm not even kidding. But I also do one-on-one sessions as well, if you are feeling the nudge for a session. And I also have online offerings. Sometimes I found out I wasn't really messaging about this, but my online offerings, this is actually not really one of my first ones, but as far as the energy healing world, So this really is like opening the door to a choreography of really understanding and healing your energetic fields first. I believe we do need a foundation of understanding who we are, our own healing medicine, and the energy centers and whatnot. But that's like the beginning. The energy body demystified is really kind of a beginner's habitat to heal yourself, and then really diving into change your stars. And from there, again, my favorites, if you've been tuning in every day, or at least once in a while, the other world, secrets of the other world, voices of the other world. These are my favorite, honestly. The elementals, life and death. I probably go down, I'm seeing, oh, good Lord. I was going to say Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I was thinking White Rabbit. See my mind, how it goes. However, just know I do find that you do need a foundation to understand your choreography. We all have this. And then Mongolia, that is actually on the highway. The price is being adjusted today. Space is limited. So if you're ready for diving into seriously an indigenous, spiritual, magnetizing, life-transforming adventure, be sure to join. Space is limited. I'm keeping it small and intimate, which I had a whole nother download about that. Not gonna lie. Here, I'm just gonna move this over here so I don't have to keep switching where I'm at. And then on the elemental highway today, I found quite curious. We've got a yang metal tiger of a day, a Zhang Jin, which is kind of funny. But these two energies actually go against each other. Yang metal is a decision, an incision, in this case, words. And the tiger brings the innovation, the ideas. It's possibly a little expanding expanding success. But the yang metal is actually chipping away at the yang tiger. So who is who in the game of life? There's a lot of willpower, believing in a new voice that we are streaming from. The yang fire and the snake and the tiger. The tiger's power, leadership. So I guess what I'm really saying is treading the waters lightly. We may actually become overly optimistic, which really can that even be a thing? Kind of have to ask yourself. It's really about setting our standards. Can we set them too high? I don't know. Can we ever be overly grateful? That's another curious. I see these things about being grateful, and the fact that we have to even say that out loud is kind of curious. But the tiger carries wealth, assets out for our day. It's wood or nature. That's the asset or money and value for a metal daymaster. In this case, it's yang. So this is wealth we don't see that we have coming towards us, even a mentor that's actually in storage. Our day is rooted. The yin fire is great for our day, a fire that forges our day, basically our medicine, into something useful. It's like source energy, spirit. And the snake and the tiger represent the birthing stages of the elementals. The tiger bursts fire, the birthing stage of fire bursts into fire, and the snake is metal. So we've got some birthing agents coming towards us. I would say new innovations, new thoughts, being mindful, mapping. But our day is rooted in the snake, so we do have the ability to transform. And I am feeling I have truly won the lottery. I'm not even kidding. The wheel of fortune, just saying. We do have the balance between the yin and the yang. So taking our yin energy out to be seen into the stage, out into the world, for all this world to see. And water is creativity, being in the flow. So we are kind of performing. Our performance is in the flow. Possibly a little radical, might be seen that way to others. Emotional bursting, maybe. But the hour of the dragon with the tiger and the rabbit, we're going to have more wealth coming towards us. East, a nature direction, lightning, thunder. I'm even seeing wind, right? That's all part of the nature choreography. Being authentic with our words, optimistic, shining like metal because we're forging our words into something useful with the yin fire. And we also have earth, a solid mountain to stand upon, hidden and in storage. So we've got a foundation, and the wood is feeding the fire. So we're kind of ebbing and flowing. The water is reflecting. So I would say metal. We do need more of it, and water to simmer the overly possibly producing or production. You may feel overly ambitious even. We do have a charismatic leader kind of action being forged into something shiny. So maybe you're being forged into something new and different, a new attitude, a new way of deciding and committing to your own story, protecting your greatest asset, you. obviously, using words that really uplift your spirit. Create yourself a new mantra. I upgraded from I am doing great to I am doing fantastic. You can do that as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? But the more we uplift our frequency vibration, the world around us does as well. Now, yesterday, I didn't go live, so my apologies for that. I had kind of a busy day. But yesterday, we did have, on the Wizardy Wednesday, we had the zero. That is a hero in the Fool. It's a placeholder, holding space, crafting time, the all and the nothingness. And Pluto, which is on holiday or off on a tangent, you decide, but it's at 0 degrees Aquarius. So everything started with a whisper of thoughts, deep, penetrating, a song, a melody, a sound that can be clear, sound healing. So were you able to hear a melody possibly yesterday? So now the journey has really begun. We're sensing everything. And the planet Uranus actually corresponds to the Fool, the planet of freedom, innovation, rebellion, reform, being eccentric, being otherworldly. So when we start a plan or go on a new road trip possibly and decide on something new, in today's case, it's a new mindset. We often do not understand that yet, right? It's like it's on the frequency. Or we don't have the skills to deal with what happens unexpectedly, Uranus, throughout the journey, expecting the unexpected. So the very thing that awaits us, the element of surprise and also challenges, possibly even temptations, it really is the breakdown to get to the breakthrough, to get to the goodness on the other side. Things that possibly broke apart yesterday, broke down, they're reshaping today. You cannot make this shift up. I told you this was going to be a galactic week. I cannot even believe I'm starting my immersion today. I didn't even have that in the forecast. I don't think this stuff out. I just listen to my guides. But the Three of Cups, I mean, look at this juicy card. That right there looks like a chalice. I'm just saying. But this is believing a feeling or manifesting a feeling. Jupiter's in Taurus. So this is like the master degree of Jupiter. That's what's happening. Connected, believe it or not, seriously to the North Node. You cannot make the shift up. So just knowing that there is a song that resides in the abyss of the ocean, the galaxy, the galactic frontier, hidden for all that time, echoing, pulsing through the solar plexus in the realm of water, emotional field. Scorpio, which, I mean, good Lord, that's the shaman's portal. And the moon is there. You cannot make this up. I'm just saying. So in your mind's eye, imagine all the beings that live in water. I'm not even kidding. Not just in the physical, but also like in the subtle, the otherworldlies, mermaids, sprites, water spirits, dolphins, whales. I mean, seriously, how many beings are there in the ocean? I mean, we could never really name them all. There's an entire world, an abyss, endless beings there. Even the voices of the mermaids woven into the soft carpet of the ocean, seeing things different. I even see clouds as the comforter of the heavenly realm, but an ocean or waters, a melody there, creating all those waves, ripples, dancing on the sea, the crests of the waves. So the Three of Cups talks about celebrating, dancing, singing. It's like awakening our own spirit, our soul even, friendships, accessing new friendships or old ones, assisting, receiving, opening up. We're getting help from others, building, forming, developing the foundation. So there is an air of fortune. It really feels exciting. Birthing anew. We've got birthing agents today, fire and the tiger, right? Or the snake and the tiger. Either way, fire and nature. Creating prosperity, like for a feast, ritual, ceremony, healing. Healing is actually waters of healing, right? The healing waters of Africa, Melodoma comes to mind for me. The healing waters of the unseen. Emotions, energy in motion. Really happiness, happiness, enjoyment, fulfillment. It's bringing in waves of great news, if you can sense that. So it's time to celebrate, possibly party. There's a victory. It's showing success. Main topic truly is like great things that are going to come into our future, or possibly they're already on their way. So what we believe to be true and what we think about those beliefs, it really is a day to celebrate the new you percolating. You may even feel it at your core of your heart. Maybe literally you're in your Akashic records, the book of records, your shadow records, and you are you're rewriting that story. And it's in the core of our heart, knowing that dreams do come true, wishing well or wish well, right? Rewriting the narrative, the story. The divine pour, universal streams, personal streams, cascading into this Three of Cups. It really is receiving the full pour. As those universal streams cleanse our mental or causal field, or both, love really is the divine pour as our thoughts are being forged into something new, shiny. It's time to walk our talk, shine like the optimistic venue energy that we are, frequency, vibration. I would just hold the tone and feel the streams of positivity just echoing out, beaconing out into the world. So, one of the magical energies of the day is the full pour, seriously, where we feel our true value, escalating our thoughts to a cleansed, hard drive. It almost feels like the origins, really, going back to who we were authentically when we're in the womb, the watery womb. I'm just feeling like, so our heart channel activates at about 4.5 to 6.5. And if you think about little kids and you watch them, that's when they start knowing what love is, authentic love, true love, not being mentored around what love is. So what is it that you're already thinking about who you are that really adds more to the full pour? What do you already honor about who you are, value? Knowing that you are, I wouldn't even say knowing that you are worthy, but beyond that, knowing that you are priceless. We really are here for a limited time, and adding flavor to that, oh my God. Thoughts create things, right? So be mindful of your thoughts and what you're thinking, and just know that you are priceless. Honoring your word, validating your word for yourself. Self first, and then spread that out into the joy light of the other. So with that, I hope to see you in the Rising of the Origins. Starts today, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm really escalated about it, and I know dreams are on their way. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the other side. I possibly will go live tomorrow if we're into the weekend, because we do have the Devil Wears Prada tomorrow. So tune into the podcast. Lynn Rivers, fantastic. This is just a snippet coming up. There you are.
Yeah, no, it does. I think for a lot of humans, you have to find that language because they are infants. And I say infant in a loving term, where they are new to this planet, and the fact of like maybe just a few thousand years, right? Where some have been here for so many and they're just like, I'm done with this place. And it's like, I think it can be like really defeating for us to like not, like, why can't you grasp this? Like, and so I know for myself, I've gotten into that space at points in my life where I'm just like, how are people not seeing this? And it's just a reminder that it's like, well, they're young. They're following the media. They're following blindly because they don't know any better. And everyone does receive specific information in divine timing. Not everyone's going to wake up at the same moment. Otherwise, the earth would cease to exist. And so I find myself being like, at least take responsibility for yourself as a human. And